Dude, hey, is that necessary? Is that necessary? Oh my god, my bangs. I need to do something with these, I think. Hello, my name is Bree. This channel is Idlewild Making, and this is my very first knitting podcast episode. I've filmed this like 7 times now. It's been really chaotic. This is the only time I have to film it though. Today is May 3rd as I'm filming this, and it's actually my 30th birthday, and I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate another decade by putting myself out there and trying something I've wanted to do for a couple years now. I consume a lot of knitting podcasts. I love to watch podcasts while I work on my own knitting or whatever other type of crafting I'm doing. And this episode will be focused mostly on my plans for what I want to make in the month of May, as you probably tell by the title. I'm drinking an iced coffee, but my husband just surprised me with Starbucks delivery. It's very nice of him. He's at work right now. We have plans. We have a cabin trip planned for this weekend. We actually leave later today, and this is the only time I was alone and able to do this. So I'm going to start this episode with what I'm wearing, and this is the Badger sweater. I'm not sure how to pronounce the designer's name. I should have looked this up beforehand, I'm sorry. But I believe it's pronounced Lotta Lothgren. And I followed the pattern in her book Observations, which is a beautiful book. It's put out by Lina Magazine or Lina Publishing. Like I said, this is the Badger. It's actually the sweater on the cover of this book, and I'll stand up to give you a closer look. I can't see myself, so hopefully at least part of that was in focus. I knit this in Cascade 220, which is one of my favorite yarns to work with. I have worked with it a lot. The red is the color Ruby, and the tan is the color Camel. And let me grab my notes for the other information. I knit this in less than a week. I started it January 25th, 2024. And I finished it February 6th, 2024. I weaved in the ends and I blocked it on February 6th, which is when I consider a project finished. I knit the size 4, and I knit it with a 6mm or US 10 needle. I did make one or a couple modifications, which I usually do to patterns. The first one was I didn't really like the neckline in the original pattern. It's just like an inch of rib, and the color work kind of started lower down on the chest, but I really enjoyed the look of a chunky double folded collar, so I chose to do that, which kind of lifted the color work up a little bit. I don't gauge swatch ever. I prefer to knit all of my garments top down so I can try them on as I go, and I'm totally fine making adjustments. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but it's just for fun. So I did that modification, and then I added a purl round after I did the folded neckband, and then I also did a purl round on the cuff bands before starting the ribbing, just to add a little bit of detail. I didn't do that on the body ribbing. And I added the color work to both sleeves. In the pattern, the color work is only on one sleeve, but that felt a little odd for my personal style, so I decided to add it to both. And I knit the sleeves 2 at a time. Maybe I can show you how I do that in a future episode, hopefully. We'll see if anybody even watches this. I have really bad imposter syndrome, and I am getting sidetracked. I love this sweater. I wear it all the time. It's really warm. It does pill a bit. I've shaved it like 3 times now, and like I said, I finished it in February of this year. But that only takes a few seconds to do. It doesn't bother me too much. I like to wear this hiking or walking my dog around the block. Yeah, I really love this sweater. Thought I'd wear it today because it's one of my favorite sweaters I've made, and like I said, it is my birthday, so. I'm also wearing hand knit socks. Let me take them off. Yeah, these are what they look like. I don't really have any information about these. I knit these last year. I didn't make any notes. They're just a plain vanilla sock. Both yarns is Cascade Heritage sock. I believe the green is moss, but I'm not sure what the tan color is. I apologize. I'll hold these closer up. Like I said, I was wearing these. I wear them a lot. They're just little shorty socks. Thankfully, I have quite small feet, as you can tell, so socks are really quick to knit up for me. So I have quite a few pairs. I knit these 2 at a time, toe up, which is my preferred sock knitting method. I'm open to trying other methods in the future. I just haven't yet because I really enjoy this one. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on now. Okay, so that's it for what I'm wearing. So let's move on to what I'm currently working on, and that's a few different things. I'm only going to talk about 2 of them in this video, as the third one, it's more of a fall pattern, so I have it put away for now. So let me open my notes. I tried to be a good first-time YouTuber. Okay. So the thing that's been on my needles the longest, let's see, I started this April 6th, and this is, not that you could tell, this will be a cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. Let me hold it closer. Hopefully some of that was in focus. I'm knitting this in the size 7. It gives me quite a bit of positive ease, but I don't remember how much. I didn't make a note of that, I'm sorry. The purple yarn is Cascade 220 fingering in the color Jacaranda. And I'm holding it with a green mohair from Valley Yarns in the color Olive. The purple yarn on its own is, as you can tell, hopefully, a lilac lavender color. It's really beautiful. It's the perfect color for spring. And then this is the mohair I'm holding it with. I thought that they just looked so beautiful together. This just reminds me of all the lilac bushes that are around my house, and I really enjoyed it. Knitting it together though, the purple is obviously getting muted quite a bit by the green, which I wasn't expecting. You know, if I made a gauge swatch, I probably would have learned that. But I'm still liking it. I do plan on maybe giving it a shave once I finish to hopefully see if I can kind of brighten up that purple again. But we'll find out. I find the mohair just a little bit prickly every once in a while working with it on my hands. I have very dry hands. But otherwise it's so soft. I've split for the sleeves, and I've knit about 2 inches of the body so far. I can't see myself, so hopefully all of this is in frame and in focus. What else about this? This is, I mean, it's a very popular pattern, I'm sure you're aware, but this is a top-down V-neck raglan. And yeah, I'm going to be working on this for quite a bit longer. This hasn't been my priority lately. My next project it has been. but this is really nice. Just stocking knit in the round knitting right now is great for when I watch soccer or other TV. I don't really watch a lot of TV otherwise, but I love watching soccer, so plenty of soccer to watch. So yeah, so that was the cumulus blouse. I'm gonna put this aside. It's probably going to be really difficult to show you because I have not yet split for sleeves. I'm still working on the yoke of this sweater. This is the Abilene pullover patterned by Woolbird. I believe the designer's name is Brianna, which is the same name as mine. Let me get my notes about this before I show you more details. I started this April 20th. I'm knitting this size 6, and this is being knit in Juniper Moon's organic merino. The light green is the color moss, and the colorwork green is the color seaweed. I really love this yarn. I have knit with it. I've knit another colorwork sweater with it previously, and that's one of my favorite sweaters to wear while hiking, which is an activity I really enjoy doing. I'm knitting this on a 3.5mm needle. I have modified this quite a bit actually. In the pattern you actually knit with quite a few different needles, but I just did the same needle throughout, I did 3.5mm needles for the collar, and then the body I'm knitting on 3.75. I believe for the body in the pattern it calls for 4.5, but I'm a really loose knitter and I kind of wanted a thicker gauge. I'm gonna hold this closer now, so hopefully you might be able to see it a little better. Like I said, I have not split for sleeves yet. I am almost done with the color work, which I have heavily modified, which I will talk about in a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be the back. Hopefully you were able to see that. If not, I'm sure I will show it again once it's a finished object. Yeah, so like I said, I have made modifications to this. The first is the neckband. I knit the neckband for the size 7, and I just did a double folded neckband, kind of a thicker one, which is something I've really enjoyed lately. And then I only did an increase round after, or I believe you do the short rows first. So there's short row shaping in the back to kind of lift it up a little bit. On my body, I personally find it unnecessary. I don't think that the short rows actually do much in lifting the back. I have quite a large bust, so it doesn't tend to do anything for my body, but I really enjoy knitting them, so I will almost always knit them when they're in the pattern. And then the colorwork, hopefully I can figure out how to put a picture of what the pattern is supposed to look like. And you might be able to tell on mine that as I've also been saying, I have modified the colorwork. So I made above the trees. I felt like the original pattern was a little bit busy for what I was wanting in this sweater, so I took out some of the motifs and kind of left this like starry pattern. And then I modified the shape of the trees. I extended the trunk of the tree. I don't know if I really hope you can see this. I extended the trunk of the tree to really emphasize that they're pine trees. And then under the trees, I actually wrote up my own colorwork. So I completely not following the colorwork chart in the pattern now. But yeah, so I just drew up my own colorwork motif down here, and I only have 5 more rows left in the colorwork chart. I'm hoping to have this split for sleeves today or maybe tomorrow. Once I split for sleeves, this will also become stockinette in the round knitting. Maybe I should have planned it a little bit better, but I love stockinette in the round. What else about this? This is a top-down round yoke sweater. I find this kind of sweater construction to be flattering on my body shape. In other podcasts, I've heard people say otherwise about their own bodies, so it's probably just personal preference, but I really enjoy making this type of construction, and I feel really comfortable wearing that construction as well. So this was the Abilene pullover. I'm really excited to have this finished so I can add it to my hiking sweater rotation. And I'm gonna put this down now. I need another sip of coffee. So now I want to get into what my plans are for this coming month in terms of my crafting. I have 2 knitting patterns that I want to start. Well, one is a pattern. The other one, I think I'm just gonna wing it. Let me take another sip. Okay, so the next pattern I'm thinking about casting on is the Sun Gazer top by James N. Watts. Hopefully we'll have a picture right here. I'm going to be knitting this in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. I'm going to hold it double, and I'm going to modify it. I don't have the yarn yet with me, but I'm going to modify the pattern a little bit, as hopefully you'll be able to see in this picture. Hopefully I put it right here so this doesn't look so weird. I'm going to I'm going to attempt to lengthen the body of it. This looks like it's going to be quite a unique construction, something I've never done before. So I'm not sure how well it will go because, like I said, I don't gauge swatch. So hopefully I'm going to lengthen the body so it's not cropped. I don't really feel comfortable wearing cropped items unless I'm wearing dresses, but I want this to be a summer top. And then I'm also going to lengthen the sleeves. I kind of want to do a long sleeve. I think that would be really nice. Like I said, I don't have the yarn with me yet, but the plan is to knit it in, have the sunburst be in like a rusty color and also an olive color, and then have the primary color be, I believe the color name is Wheat. Hopefully that yarn will be arriving sometime this week. It was a birthday gift from my husband, which I really appreciate. So that's hopefully something I'll be casting on. I don't know if I want to wait until I finish one of the sweaters I'm working on, but we'll see. I don't really have too much pressure on myself knitting wise, but so the next thing I want to make, I guess it would kind of be like a water bottle, like a hot water bottle holder, except I'm going to modify it to hold my water bladder for my hiking backpack. Let me grab that quick actually. Okay, hopefully I'm in focus. So yeah, I want to knit a cover for my water bladder that goes in my hiking backpack. I have not thought out the construction of this at all. I'm totally gonna wing it and hopefully it'll work out. I'm going to knit this in Alafas Lopi in the color Acorn. I've had this yarn in stash for quite a while. I have 2 balls left of this. I love Lopi yarn. And I'm wanting to knit a cover for this just because it puts off a lot of condensation that then gets into my backpack, and yeah, I don't want it to do that. So hopefully my idea will work out. Hopefully maybe I'll let you know. Maybe, you know, hopefully I post this and then post another episode and keep you updated. I don't know. Like I said, I'm winging this. Yeah, so those were the two ideas I have knit-wise. I do have another crafting project I'm wanting to do, and I don't have the supplies for this currently, but I would really love to make a row counter stitch marker. I can put like hopefully I can figure out how to put a photo here of the idea I have, and I think that this is going to be really useful while working on my projects. Maybe I'll make a couple. I do have this fantasy, I guess, of you know, like crafting stitch markers, row counters, stuff like this, and maybe selling them on Etsy just to bring in additional income that can go towards knitting or traveling. But I've never done it before, so gotta start somewhere. I kind of want to add a section for other stuff. I have lots of other hobbies. I don't think I'll get into anything as in-depth as I will with knitting on this channel, but I thought I would just give them space in my knitting podcasts, just because they bring me a lot of joy. So first, another hobby of mine is traveling. We have lots of travel plans coming up this summer, and they're all soccer related, which is, love watching soccer. So yeah, we're going to Chicago a couple times this summer, and then we're also going to Denver for, yeah, like I said, to attend soccer games and do some hiking in Colorado, which will be quite fun. So I have ideas in mind for the knitting I want to bring on those trips, but you know, I'll discuss that closer to. We are going on a camping trip at the end of May over Memorial Day weekend, actually to the same state park that we're going this weekend. It's one of my favorite state parks. So yeah, I have that going on in my head, and we're going on a huge trip. We're going to New Zealand at the end of September this year. We've been planning this for a few years now, and yeah, my husband and I are really excited. He's a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I prefer The Hobbit over the Lord of the Rings. Actually, I prefer The Hobbit when they stay in Hobbiton, just because it's so cozy and it's my dream life. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to going to New Zealand and hopefully trying some locally produced New Zealand wool. I also have heard of possum wool, which would be really interesting to try out. I don't know how I feel about the process of making it, so we'll see. Yeah, I can talk about that trip as we get closer to it. We're still a few months out. Another hobby I enjoy is gardening. I planted loads of garlic in the fall, and they're looking really healthy. Maybe I can insert a video of my garden right now. We'll see. I have some seeds that I need to order still. I'm actually quite behind on ordering seeds and stuff. Normally I'm a bit more prepared for gardening. I love gardening. I'm not sure what seeds I'm going to be starting soon. I did make a note to discuss what seeds I want to plant this month, and I did not write down what seeds I want to plant this month, so this seems like a really random interruption. Like basically everything, I just wing it. I like to just throw seeds in the garden and see what grows. Another drink. Throat's kind of scratchy. Lastly, I wanted to talk about what I'm reading, which is another huge passion of mine. It's probably one of my oldest passions in life. I am lucky to have quite the extensive library, which, you know, maybe I'll share a glimpse of. It's also my office where I work. So it's kind of messy right now, but yeah, maybe I'll give you a little glimpse into my library, but I love reading. I read all the time. That being said, I'm not really sure how I feel about the book I'm reading right now. My sister-in-law Jenna totally influenced me into starting this book series, A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I'm actually on the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury. This is by Sarah J. Maas. I'm on page 182, and I honestly have no idea if I like these books or not. I'm not actually a fantasy reader. I have read Game of Thrones up to book 3. I have books 4 and 5, and if George R. R. Martin ever finishes them, the books that he has yet to write. I did enjoy Game of Thrones, but mostly because I really enjoyed the TV show, with the exception of the last season. Anyway, so fantasy is kind of hard for my brain to put together. I am quite a logical person, I think, mentally anyway, and it's really hard for me to picture a world that is not our actual physical world, if that makes sense. This does have like a little bit of a human world to it. I'm sure you've read this, or if anybody is watching this, hopefully maybe you've read this. But yeah, I finished the first book a couple days ago, and I actually own the whole series because I purchased it impulsively. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't not like it, but I don't think it'll be like my favorite thing I've ever read, which is okay. Not every book needs to be. I am enjoying this. I will be bringing this on our cabin trip this weekend, and hopefully I can get a good chunk of it done. Oh gosh, I'm gonna show you my dog right now. One sec. What are you doing? And that is the mess. The camera angle has definitely changed. Sorry about that. We're at the end of the video anyway. I think, hopefully this hasn't been a total disaster. Like I said, this is my first video, and I will just figure things out as I go. I want to say thank you very much for watching. If anybody has lasted this far, I guess I'll find out. And yeah, hopefully I post another episode, and if you enjoyed this one, you can come back and watch that one. I would love it if you subscribe. That would just make my day. I love talking about knitting, and I don't have anybody in my personal life that knits or cares about knitting at all in any way, so I guess I'm really looking forward to just finding a community that I can share my love of knitting with. And yeah, I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!